Apparently I'm Mike Mitchell. You see that? It's good stuff. I see it now. I can see you on the camera.
Come on, Mike.
Jeez, you see that? He gave you a promotion, Mike. Come on over, Mike. I was like, that's not my name. What's he doing? All right, welcome to our August board meeting for the Youth Baseball and Softball Association of Royal Palm Beach. We're going to start with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're going to open it up with roll call here. So we'll start with Vice President here. Secretary, she is listening and taking notes. So hi, Jessica. Treasurer.
Present.
Thank you. Baseball Commissioner. Softball Commissioner.
Present.
Member at Large Nico. Member at Large, is it Diane or Diana? Diana. Yes. Okay. And Member at Large Kayla. See, they move sides. I'm used to all the Member at Large. I'm looking around like there's a third one, but she's hiding on the corner. All right. Is that what it is? All the softball people. See, this is something else. Is that why I'm in the middle? Okay. All right. Okay, we'll start with our report outs. We'll start with our commissioners since we're getting started with our league here. So we'll start with Mr. Mike for softball.
All right, we're up to 140 for softball right now. We put a wait list on our older division right now. Oh, sorry.
How best can hear you?
Oh, can you hear me now? We put a wait list on our 14 high school division because we're at 24 girls, which is 12 on a team, and we only have 2 coaches and 2 pitchers. So kind of hard to get another team right now unless we get a pitcher and another coach. The other divisions are getting close to being filled. We're a couple away from 12 on each team. We may have 5 teams in 8U, 3 teams in 6U, 2 teams in 12U, 14U, and 3 teams in 10U. Our evaluations are going to be Friday before the baseball. So we're going to need the stickers ahead of time, and hopefully we can get a few people there to help with the signing in. What else? Anything else you supply us with the for the evals besides the stickers?
Just the list, but
The list,
you guys are doing the list.
Yeah,
anyway. So I'll send it to
Steve,
and
yeah,
he
and
can
then we can make that.
move people around.
Right,
But I think other than that, I think you guys are set up.
right. The only other thing we're going to need, probably balls this year. I think we're good on the 12-inch right now, but we could use some practice balls, which hopefully you can find them a little cheaper than game balls. And then the game balls, we definitely...
See the 11s that are in the equipment room?
Yeah, the 11s,
Are
but
those good?
they're good for practice balls. They're not good game balls. So it'll help the new coaches, guys. I give them out there. I don't want to give them game balls for the practices. But we'll definitely need, I told you, Steve Schiller sells them probably at a reasonable rate for the game balls.
Yeah, tell them to give us a quote for like 10 cases. That probably is good for the season.
All right. I think he sells them for $75 for a dozen, which is...
Because I think it's the 3rd set I bought, and Mike goes, those are good practice balls. I feel like I'm buying the wrong balls every time I buy balls. So.
Well, it's the blue lace ones. They're the better ones.
Yeah, just have him give us a quote.
All right.
I can pay on the credit card, or we'll get Steve to write us a check here.
Right. And then when you get a chance, we got to get the cameras up over there, so I don't have to ride there.
It's on my list.
All right. I'm available during the week. Beside that, I think that's it right now.
All right, awesome. So, I mean, as a point of reference, I guess we're starting next week with you guys, right? Was it the 13th off the top of my head?
Whatever the Friday is. It's
Next Friday.
Yeah. Is
Or
that
no?
the 13th?
Is it Friday?
Yeah, Friday night, we're doing 8U, 6U and 8U, and then,
Maybe it is the 13th. No, 14th.
14th.
14th, okay.
I thought it was.
All right,
And
so we
then-
got another week, but as a comparison, we had 151 last fall.
Right,
We're almost there. And all of the registrations today were for softball. So kind of keeping pace with what we had last fall, which is awesome.
right.
All right, baseball commissioner.
So numbers are at 183 for fall so far. We're on pace to be the largest fall season that we've ever had, which would be last season. Evaluation dates are breaking up into 3 different sessions. August 18th will be 6U and 8U. August 19th will be 10U and 12U. And then August 20th will be 16U and any makeups that are needed. I do have all of our independent scorers for those that are not partaking in that age division to do the scoring. I am still missing one for 16U, but we should be able to find somebody, even if I have to do it myself. Jerseys, Josh got the jerseys all sorted out and ready to go. I think we're ordering extra. Well, we have some in the concessions to sell because I think that those were kind of a hit. These might be a hit same as last year.
Yeah, so we can, or we may hold on to them since we're gonna be using from spring. It's doing the same thing in spring, and then we can worry about selling them in spring. That way, we have extras for kids.
Yeah, we can sell
stuff
them,
like
but
that,
we'll.
so. I mean, we can
see
sell
what
them.
we have. Yeah.
But I
do.
think we should get two to three each team.
I think the designs people are gonna want,
Yeah.
so I think they could sell in the concessions if we have them. I know a couple people have already interested in it. And that's it for me.
Yeah, we seem to be right on pace with baseball as a point of reference. I think we had 260 and some change last fall. We're at 180, right? We're averaging about 10 a day, and we got 14 days. So I don't know that we're going to average 10 every day, but I think we're going to be very, very close, if not a little above last fall, which is awesome. All right, we'll flip over to our.
One other thing, on the jerseys, are we ordering extra again this fall? Did you
Yeah, we
plan on
can
that
get a
for
few extra.
softball too?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, we'll see what your sizes are, and we'll buffer it a little bit.
all right. And one thing I forgot too, we're having our draft on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
So we'll be finished by Sunday night, which would be the 16th. And then we'll start our practices the week after.
Even earlier. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're flipping. Mr. Josh will do our VP report out.
Yeah, so don't have much. The jerseys, again, we're pretty much ready to go. Just need the numbers. So as soon as we cut off that, we can start getting those placed. That way we'll have them by the time season starts. Sounds like we've got a pretty good thing going with all the travel teams between both softball and baseball. They're still moving along really well. Getting a lot of movement there, and a lot of good chatter between other leagues. I hear people are really talking us up. That's a good thing. So other than that, no, I don't have too much.
Want to talk about the jersey design?
Yeah, so
We don't need to show and tell yet, but.
No, but we are doing the City Select, kind of our own spin on it. So there'll be kind of a fun design, but we're going back to MLB teams with the City Select theme. So each jersey has like the city background on their skyline background, I should say, on the jersey with some cool prints. But I think everybody will really like them.
Very cool. Very cool. You want to touch on jerseys since we're talking about it? Still doing pro teams?
We're still doing the women's pro teams, and we're just saying what a solid color this year, which is the colors of the teams.
The actual design.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. All right, our treasurer.
Well, good evening, everybody. Not a ton of activity between the three accounts, but the opening balance for the operations account was $22,965.07. There was an influx of deposits of about $25,381.81. And there was a spend of $274. The ending balance for the operating account was $48,072.88. No activity in the concessions account. The balance, opening and ending balance, is at $30,970.26. And the sponsor account has an opening balance of $4,338.02 with $140 spend for shift 4 with an ending balance of $4,198.02. So combined between the three accounts, we have $83,240.16. And the current balance as of, I think it was today or yesterday, was pretty close to about the same, so not a lot of activity going on right now.
Yeah, just whatever's coming in for the moment. I know, like we said, we owe a couple people,
Yeah.
so we'll connect on those. One we could probably give to someone who sees Steve for the Scotties, and then we had Payne that we got to write a check for. I believe I have that, so we can check after the meeting. I believe I have the invoice. So, all right. Member at large, Nico.
I don't have much. I do think it's going to be a good fall. We were comparing as of last year today on the 4th. Both leagues are up tremendously. Softball's up almost 100% last year at this time. Baseball's up 30 to 40%. So it should be a good fall.
Awesome. We'll stay on this side. We'll make softball go last.
No,
Well, this is your report out, but yeah, anything you want to add?
I don't have anything.
Miss Kayla?
Sorry. I don't have access to any of that yet. She hasn't given me like any emails or anything. He hasn't given me access to the email or anything. So nothing on the sponsors. I am working on that sheet, but that's something that we need to just discuss
Out on my
later.
LinkedIn today, so I don't know if anybody will opt in to give us some money, but I did put it out there.
The sponsorship form?
Yeah.
Okay, I do need to make a couple edits on it, but that's just something that we need to discuss further tonight, if I can, so I can
Yeah,
get
we
it so
also
that I can
have-
put it out.
So, I mean, they can Zelle, which I need to update anyways. It's attached to, long story short, one of my old emails because our old email got canceled. So I need to update it to a new email, but it's on a different email I can give you guys if they want a Zelle. But they can also pay online. So we can share the link, and it's on the front page. So the advantage of Zelle or Venmo, or there's no fees, right? But if they go on there, there's going to be whatever the processing fee is. I think it charges them.
But if that's something I can add on the sheet too, so then that way they don't constantly reach out and say like, okay, well, it makes it easier if they
Of
know
course.
exactly, so.
Yeah, some people
need
want to
that
play with
and-
the card, so we have a handful that
Yeah.
pay with a, business card, which is easier.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Miss Kayla? Yep, so what we'll do is as we get that list, which is a good point you brought up, so between Mike and Jimmy, whatever our list is, we'll go through and see who's in need. So we have to go through each one individually. So that's probably something I'll expose you to in the future. I know you had to do it. You did it last year with us, but you got to click on each person and just assign them a membership, quote unquote, and then it prompts you to do everything else. So we just need a master list, and we can kind of check them off as we go. And then at some point, we'll set up for the mobile guy to come out. I'm thinking probably that week after evals, baseball evals, the following week, once we have coaches. That way it gives them a little time to get to know their team. So if you have someone that wants to help you with, But we also have UPS set up, so they can go, and I think they're part of softball, right? The gentleman who owns the UPS stores. So we have a couple of UPS stores that they can go and do the level twos. Now, the only difference is there, I can't prepay for them, so what we can do, ideally, we'll do this guy. He'll come out, we'll do as many as we can, and then we'll send them to UPS, and they can just bring us the receipt. We can either give them a check or Zelle them to reimburse them for that. It's about $60, I think, off the top of my head.
So everybody wait then until we do the guy first?
Well, we need to do the Babe Ruth one anyway, so we can go ahead and do that one now. But the level two, yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, because most of your coaches are gonna have it. You're gonna have one or two here and there that don't. All right. Go ahead.
I've been talking to Adrian Sanchez. I don't know if you all are familiar with him, but he runs a baseball clinic. He has his own place. I know a couple of you have been there. Him and his wife trying to partner up a little bit. What they do, like with the Wellington League, he goes out there and just his way of giving back, doing a coaches clinic. We're talking about possibly having him come out here and do the same one to help the coaches develop practices and stuff like that. And then working out something in a partnership sort of way for some of the travel teams that want to get some work in with him as well for a lot less cost, but that, it helps him, it helps us. And then they want to come out and set up a booth for opening day if possible as well. So just
We're gonna
help.
put him next to Sean, right?
Yeah, right next to him. I don't think Sean's ever offered any of that other stuff, so.
That was just a little poke, man.
Yeah,
Just
I
a
know, I'm not. But yeah, so I've been talking to him. Hopefully I'll have some more information on that this week. But I'll keep everyone posted once I finish the negotiations.
All right, awesome. Just a few things. You guys heard some of this, so we'll try not to regurgitate all of it, but we have 323 total players enrolled. We had just over 400 last year, so we're right on track with that between another week-ish of softball and at least 2 weeks of baseball and averaging a handful each day. I think it's going to be real close. We had a very successful summer in All-Stars, a lot of wins across the board. Actually, in our own tournament, I think almost every age group was runner-up in some capacity, with the exception of a couple age groups. But I'd say the highlight was our 8U boys making it to states. So they were our district runner-ups and got to participate in states, which was at Gardens, which was nice. It was local for them. It's the first time we've had a team in states on the baseball side in quite a while, so that was good to see. Some new uniforms, which we discussed here, that's coming for fall. Not totally new, but the designs are going to be new. Like Mike alluded to, I've had cameras and Wi-Fi that we just got to get installed that we'll get put up at Farron so we can see the fields, so we don't have to bug you every 5 seconds about is the field okay to play on. Jimmy, Nico, these guys are pretty good about checking the cameras, and we can visibly see puddles, and that's pretty easy to make the determination quickly. We don't have to wait for our Luna report, right? Our afternoon 3 o'clock Luna report. One question I did have, Ron, for you is there an opportunity this week or next week at some point with Mike and Jimmy or a couple others to walk the fields? So, and I don't need an answer now, but if, you can look at your schedule and tell us if there's a time that would work for you. And if we can, we'll time it with our visit to the bank. We'll go over and walk with them. But yeah, if there's some days that we can walk through, I know there's some improvements being done. For those who haven't been to the fields in a while, 4 had some extra sod put down, which I think is going to be given back to us next week. So we're excited to see that. 5 had the entire infield removed, and they're putting new sod down. I think it's already been down for a couple days now, and rebuilding the mound. So some smaller improvements, and I'll let you add to that if there's other ones that we're not aware of. But I know those are the ones I've seen so far. That's really all I got that wasn't already touched on. So we'll
come over to you for the village report out.
You pretty much hit it all, Gary. Just to piggyback, also, I was going to touch on the background and concussion forms. September 1st is the deadline. So good thing you guys talked about it, brought it up. Any game schedule, practice schedules, anything that I possibly need, just make sure I get ahead of time. You guys do a good job at it. That's pretty much it. I didn't get a chance to meet them because I wasn't here for the voting. So nice to meet you guys. I think I saw you before, right? You've been here, yeah, a few times here. So I'm gonna need the guys, everybody's name, Gary, so I get them a name plate as well. So nothing much from us.
Do you guys have anything for the village that we want to add? I mean, I know there's a couple with, just from visuals of being there the past couple of weeks, there's a couple of trees that are really overgrown. And I don't know how often we cut those down, but I mean, they're complete dark spots on field 1, field 4, field 2, I believe. Probably just need some trimming all the way around, honestly. And I'm referring more to the big oak trees. Yeah, so I mean, again, I'm not sure how often they do that. When we have hard storms like this, it always freaks me out because they get the big palm fronds that fall down and almost hit people. So, yeah, if that's something they could look at in the future, I know it's not, you know, an overnight thing, but if they have a regular occurrence on that, I think that will help, especially by the field. The rest, you know, the overhang on the other side, I don't think is as big of a deal, but it blocks a lot of the lights. Not so much the balls. I mean, sometimes balls hit that, but it is what it is.
And Ron, where do we land with the potential of getting a speed bump? Do we know?
I mention it all the time.
Slow process.
Yeah, pretty much. I can mention it again tomorrow in the meeting again. Like I said,
I have a drill, and I can order it on Amazon.
I've seen them on Amazon. We could throw them out there.
We throw some bricks out in the middle of the road.
I'll get back with you tomorrow, Gary, about it once I mention it again to him.
Okay. What else do we have that was outstanding?
Last year, they set up that one field at Fairmont on Field 3. In the outfield, they made a practice field for the younger group. Are they going to do that again this year?
Sure. I mean, if you guys same.
Because we'll probably need it.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have Jimmy's been doing a schedule each week, Ron. We can forward that to you right now. It's just practices.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's up to you if you want them. I mean, it could probably help with the lights on what lights you want to turn on. So we're not bugging you every day, but, and I believe you guys have a tentative schedule on when you're doing workouts. So we can give you the next couple of weeks if you want them. But we don't have anything formal yet. You know, once rec starts, we'll have a formal schedule going. Oh, since we have you captive and by yourself, 6 and 7, I know we talked about potentially moving the bases back. Did you get any feedback on that?
They didn't do it yet? It haven't happened? No?
No, there was, I guess, some concern about the outfield being shorter and less grass, but honestly, we don't care about that part. If they can move it back, it would just open up the opportunity to play way more T-ball games over there.
How far? Do you know how far?
I think they're 45-foot bases, so the 2 would go back 15 feet. The middle one, I don't know, whatever that cross distance is, wherever they would cross pass, but probably another, was it 15, so 20 feet in the middle? Because it'd be a little bit longer at that point.
I think the issue was they have to cut some of the grass.
Correct. Yeah, they would have to cut the grass and move the bases back and add clay. And I know there was concern about the small part of the outfield, but we really just need clay to the base. Like, we don't need a huge, infield like you see on the big fields.
Yeah.
It's just to, really help for softball, T-ball could play over there. Our T-ball could play over there and practice over there. Because none of our age groups use 45-foot bases. We use the fields because they're there, obviously, but It would make it more usable for us to be able to even play games if we needed to, if there was overflow. Especially with the way softball's growing, I think that's probably the biggest advantage it would give us, is we could move games over there for them, and they could use their fields for the older girls, which is where we
Yeah, that would
tend
definitely
to
help
have all
us
of
big
our
time.
age groups.
Definitely. Because 6U could play there. I mean, possibly you might get an 8U game in there too.
All right. Make a motion to vote in the reports. Get someone to second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. So we didn't table any old business, so we don't really have any old business to go through. But I know we had a lot of discussions on new business, right? So this is where we need to kind of formalize that, kind of put those things out there and make those changes. So I'll open it up for new business for the board.
Formally to go away from the sling, coach pitch.
Okay.
We need to vote that in and have that finalized.
All right. So Nico would like to make a motion to remove the sling permanently and go to coach pitch, which it seems like that's where we're going.
Yep.
Which is fantastic after we bought all these things last year, isn't it?
They even changed it already.
Steve's hurting already. He's cringing over there.
Everybody was in the same there.
Are they? Oh, man. All right. Anyone want to second that motion?
Second.
That motion.
Discussion around it? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It passes. So coach pitch we are. All right. What else do we have on the docket for?
Sponsorship forms. We're
I don't
just
think
going to
we
go
need
with the two.
formalize that, but
We're just going to go with the two.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Well, we can talk about that in the open mic, but I don't think we need to formalize that.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Travel fees to kind of keep us all under the same umbrella, so kids that aren't playing specifically in rec, and this is primarily for the fall, because I think every kid's going to play in the spring, but for the fall, just to kind of keep us all under the same umbrella. I think we mentioned, like, I don't know what the insurance costs, but just to,
I think we talked about it. Like originally, we were tossing out the round number of 100, but the more that I thought about it, it seemed a little too expensive. So I think $50 a kid that doesn't play fall.
pay towards the league.
yeah, I mean, I think two things you got to consider, right? So whatever goes there, right? And then whatever would cover insurance. So at the most you're going to have is 500 that would go to the village based on your team composition, right?
Right.
And so if you had a team of 11, that's 550. Right? So we would use those funds essentially to pay them, so we wouldn't have to collect it. Is the way I would review it.
So would 50 suffice?
It would cover the due part, yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I guess the way to phrase it would be if they are not playing,
Right.
right?
If they're not playing.
Yeah,
rec.
if they're not actively registered, they would need to register. We'll set up a separate registration for that, and that would be to cover those fees, if that makes sense. Okay.
But if they want to play
It's
both.
almost as a travel administration fee.
Yeah, if they want to play both, then there's no,
Yeah, so if they
pay the registration fee,
if they're playing rec, they wouldn't have to pay the other.
Pay the extra.
The surrounding leagues, I've read their rules and bylaws. They do similar. It's a travel administration fee.
yeah, which I think is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
So you guys go to 50?
I'm good.
So we'll make a motion to, it's a travel admin fee for any player that is not registered in that season, the active season. It would be a $50 admin fee, which would be to pay the village or cover partial insurance. But that would also, what I'd like to do, Jimmy and Mike, is get those teams listed in Sports Engine. So they get all of the same, to what Caleb was pointing, they get all the same requirements, right? And 99.9% of the coaches are the same ones that coach rec. However, if you have an extra person that pops in, we want to make sure they're on there, and then they get all the same trainings and stuff that we need for the village. So all it would do is we'll just put them in the system like a separate team, so they'll show up in Sports Engine. If they want to use it, fantastic. We can open it like we do in All-Stars. If they don't, they're just on there, so they're a registered player on the team.
Right.
So
Now, is there going to be a difference between travel and tournament teams? Because it does read different.
it does. I guess the question would be if they're not registered.
So tournament
Does that make
team,
sense? If
though-
they're registered, there's no fee.
Yeah, so tournament team, primarily all your kids are playing rec anyways then, so you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right.
All your kids would maybe two, but then, I think, what is it, 80%?
For the spring, yeah. For the spring.
So it doesn't really change anything, but like, we've got teams, 2 or 3 teams in baseball that, kids aren't playing rec in the fall at all, they're playing other sports, but they are playing travel, so that's where we can keep the league satisfied and work it out.
We also make sure they have all the same requirements.
Yeah.
Register, they don't need to register. But if not registered, that's where the $50 admin fee, so now they're covered under the insurance. Does that make sense? So everybody would be covered at that point as a registered player. Okay.
Yeah, we need to update the definition of tournament team so it jives well with both spring and fall, because it's very vague.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Well, let me pull our village agreement, because that might define it a little better. And I can share that with you guys. All right, so we'll make that motion. We'll make a motion to have a $50 admin fee for anyone not registered in the current season that's participating in a travel team. Can I get a second?
Second, third, aye.
All right. It passes. So $50 for non-registered players. And what I'll do is I'll get a link up on the website. And they'll just have to go through and register. And then when they send me their names, we'll assign them like we normally do.
Yeah.
And just make sure they're all on there. All right, what else do we need to update that was on there? We already updated softball, so I think that's good there.
What?
Your changes.
Right.
You want to highlight any of those? Just overview.
I don't have them with me.
That's the masks.
The what?
Requirement for
The-
the mask.
Oh,
Well,
the mask.
And how we're determining what is it, infield, outfield, does that situate you?
Well, basically, it's just, you got to play the infield twice and the outfield twice as a requirement. So girls aren't stuck in the outfield the whole time, mainly. And they have to wear, it could be the fiberglass or the metal mask, but no plastic mask for safety in all divisions.
What? All right, any other new business we need to? Go ahead.
Discounts for reoccurring coaches.
What do you want to propose? Put it in a motion.
Well, like, a benefit to like coaches who are reoccurring constantly. They don't have to pay like the background check fee
Okay.
or anything like that.
Coaches
Or
or
they get like managers, like head coaches.
Because I think that's where
Yeah, that's where
were
we
going
kind of
back.
discussed, yeah. So like head coaches, or provide some sort of discount or like a coupon code for the next time they register their kid, or some sort of benefit given back for them, because like we discussed before, it's like, not only are they coaching, they have to actually pay more to volunteer their time and coach, which I don't feel is fair.
Sure.
So that's, yeah. So however we like land on whatever the discount is, whether it's a 50% off coupon code for the next season, or however we want to, any sort of ideas, but I don't know.
What's the background? 25, 20? I don't remember. 25 plus tax or something? Okay. So,
I don't know exactly what, like,
sure.
what would make sense or what people would be excited about. But, whatever we can maybe come up with, if it's something that is like feasible for the league, but I just feel like it's only fair for like reoccurring coaches to get some sort of benefit for doing it.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it's hard to find head coaches. I mean, I can use it as an incentive for somebody. Hey, you be a manager, you get 50% off your kids, so.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure other leagues do it, like for their managers and their head coaches, but, because I mean, how many coaches are there gonna be? Like managers, there's not enough where I feel like it would hurt the league financially to do that.
How many total did we have last year in softball? 18 managers?
I believe 17 or 18,
17
yeah.
or 18. We had, you remember baseball? It was like 30.
Yeah, it was close to.
Well, hold on, I'm doing quick.
But I'm talking managers, not like all of the coaches.
Correct.
But like your main people, not like the dad who comes off the stands and is like, I want to help.
30. We had exactly 30. Yeah, 30 plus 18, so we had around 50.
So I don't know what would make sense. I just feel like it would be helpful.
Well, we don't have to have a solid number yet, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not going to come into effect till spring.
Yeah, because I mean, it's obviously fall is
Right.
now, so,
we can just say it's going to be a number. We don't know the number yet.
yeah.
Maybe Steve wants to see,
Well, yeah, we can do some math.
see what we can
It
actually
makes
swallow.
sense.
So I think Okehili does like $50 as like a reimbursement on their registration.
For the following season.
So, I think so.
Yeah, I like the future season idea of that.
So, because it's
That encourages
you're a
them to come
reoccurring
back.
coach, yeah. So it's, exactly, it encourages you to come back.
Yeah,
Because as you see it right now, even with this season, like, we're struggling to find head coaches for, what, 10U? Or 8U, right? Are we
10 and 12.
10 and 12U? So, I mean, it could be an incentive for someone to be like, oh, okay, well, just a thought.
I'm fine with it. If you wanna make that motion. I mean, I think, right now we're at approximately $200, right? So it's like $5,000. If you cut it in half, that would be $50. That's $2,500 per season. So $5,000 a year, $10,000 a year, right? At least it covers your background check.
Yeah.
For sure, right? But if you did the whole, that would be $5,000 a season, so. That I'd probably want Steve's eyeballs to evaluate
Yeah.
based on what we see, but, we don't really have a little bit extra. But $10,000 is quite a bit, is what I would tell you, so I'd want to be careful a little bit
Yeah.
with that. Or we table it until we do some math and vote it in September, based on what we see.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to
That
rush.
makes more sense for you.
It now, but I just think it's something that definitely should be, have Steve look at it, and then, then we can come up with a better number, and then for the following season, we can, blast out that, hey, we're, offering for head coaches a $50 off your registration fee or whatever. So, for returning coaches, correct.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Fair enough.
thank you.
What else? Any other new business? Oh, yeah, there you go. What do you guys want to make that motion?
Okay, we spoke about color scheme for the park and/or parks, whether it's softball or baseball, staying cohesive throughout the whole league. We know some teams have bought uniforms already for their travel seasons, coming up now. I'd like to make a motion to keep our color scheme the same, starting in spring. Once spring rolls around, the whole park has the same color scheme. All-Stars will fall in line, because the league designs those.
And tournament teams too.
And tournament teams as well. Travel, tournament
right now we
teams,
do
and
tournament
All-Stars will all have the same color schemes starting spring. Softball will decide you guys can decide your color scheme. The Royal Palm Baseball will do lime green
And white.
and white.
I have a question about that. Does it have to be the same uniform?
No,
Or, so it can be,
just have to be the same colors.
so like you could do a white jersey with a pop of lime green and a pop of blue and it would be a
Well,
feasible?
yeah, you don't have to
or
have all three colors. You just
Okay.
have to use
Use that
those
same
three colors.
color? Okay,
Kind of like painting your house in a HOA, right? You get a palette.
okay. And you
can
can
paint
do
whichever
whatever
color
you want with
but
it.
you got to use the palette,
Okay.
right?
Do a base color, but have
Okay.
lime green logo.
Well, I
And
think
the
we
sa-
need
and
to
the
do
same-
for.
and the same
for,
animal. Right?
Loud, so 12U and below, so all the Wildcat teams.
Any Wildcat team has
And then any
blue,
Rebellion.
lime green, white
Fair.
primarily. I think you have to also open the door to a little bit of gray. Only because pants are difficult.
Sure.
Older kids, boys don't get a lot of colors. So if you have gray pants and white pants, it's more sense. And we need to fall in line with the same logo as well. That goes hand in hand when we get there.
Logo or logos, yeah, I
Or
think we have a
logos.
couple.
Yeah, and we'll provide everybody with the right logos.
Basically, what they did last year, that they picked the teal color, white and black for softball.
That's what you guys, that's where you guys landed?
Somewhere in this front, but the teal was the color with black or white. And then like, if they wanted to throw the pink in for the girls.
Wherever you guys land, yeah, that's fine.
But that's what they decided last year, so I'll make sure we talk again and stay with the whatever for the spring.
Okay. I make a motion to vote that in.
All right, so we make a motion to vote the lime green, the royal blue, and white for Wildcat teams,
Correct.
and the logos.
A little bit of
Well,
gray.
gray's an option. And then
an
for
option.
softball, Rebellion, it would be teal, black, white.
Well, let me check with them, make sure they want to stay with that.
Okay. So we'll just do baseball for now. Anyone want to second Nico's motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Easy enough. All right. Any other new business?
Opening ceremonies, can I talk about that?
Sure.
Okay. We are only doing food vendors, right? Because it's kind of like, is that what we talked about before? You only wanted to do some food, not as big as spring, because fall's not as big as spring? No. I could do whatever I want?
Yeah.
Okay. And is the opening ceremony, is it gonna be night?
Let's revisit that conversation, because that's something I got to bring up to you guys.
Okay,
Afterwards, we'll finalize the date. I think we tentatively had it the Friday night.
okay. Because
But I have a
before I
conflict.
can reach out to vendors, I need to know the date and what we're doing. Okay, cool.
Yep, we'll firm that up for sure. But yeah, you can have, in theory, you can have,
Do whatever I want. Okay.
just make sure they're not blocking spots and, that way Ron doesn't yell at us for them parking in the wrong spot. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, I think as long as it's reasonable, it's fine, I mean, I think instead of opening, we'll come back to that. Opening day is probably more beneficial to them than opening night, where they're only there for a couple hours. So I would say let's discuss whether we do both or not, but that Saturday would probably make the most sense for the vendors, because you're gonna have a bunch of people there all day, yeah. Versus 3 hours at night, right? Be nice, I mean, you can say, hey, if you wanna come Friday night too, you can. Just understand that it might be transient if that happens, right? That might come and go. All right.
And then we discussed the advance rec, possibly.
Yeah, we could. I read something recently, and I don't really understand it, so I have a question out to Sasha around, it's called Cobra.
Yeah, it's what they do in Orlando. The
Yeah, so
Coalition,
it's
Orlando.
It's essentially, well, it's not Orlando, I forget what it stands for, but it's essentially advanced rec is what it turns into. Now, how they designate that or how they do it, I'm not really sure, but that's a question I have, right? How does that separate if we wanted to do that? But it only makes sense to do that if you have multiple teams in the same age groups, right?
The way
And
they
if you
do
have- If you have one 11U travel team, there's no one for them to play, right? Like, so,
They do it with surrounding parks also. It's like a,
yeah, I mean, they could play the local groups too. So that's worth a conversation for sure. But I didn't really understand how that makeup, how do you pull them out? What's the evaluation
is it a separate
process?
association, a separate affiliation?
No,
with Babe
I don't think
Ruth,
so.
or-
I think we just have to apply for that.
Because it satisfies the rec requirement for all-stars.
Correct. You just have to go through the
Supposedly.
same processes that we do in a rec.
But they only show up and do double headers on Sundays.
Or play whenever they play.
Yeah.
So definitely worth a conversation.
So we'll be looking more into spring,
Yeah, I think in spring, I think we need
Makes
to
more
understand more
sense.
how it works and does it make sense for, I mean, certain age groups. Might for you, because you guys are gonna have 2 or 3 teams in that age group, 10U and below, right?
by spring.
You guys are gonna have 2, right?
Yeah.
2
By
so
spring,
far.
Yeah.
We're looking at, I haven't seen the numbers, but we're looking already without 3 teams and close to 5 teams in 10U, if I remember.
Mhm.
And we got 3 teams
Outside of that,
outside of that aren't playing. So you're looking at
a lot of teams, yeah. You might be able to have 4 and 4 or 3 and 3. Yeah, I think we need to understand the logistics. I think we can do within our own mix, but there's some requirements on the Bay through side. That's the part I don't know. So, I mean, if the goal is to enhance that for all-stars, then we want to make sure we follow follow the right protocol with them. Because I know they do it in Oviedo.
I know a
they do
couple
it
of
in
board
Portola.
members that are on East Orlando and Oviedo. And the Cobra is the Coalition Orlando Babe Ruth Association, so I don't know if it's a separate association that they're operating under that satisfies. So I'd have to ask them a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not an option when I go for our, what do you call it? Our annual deal where I sign up, there's no option for that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if it just, everything falls in that and we pull it out separate, if that makes sense. We do it in-house, but we have it laid out in our bylaws, how we do the process.
Right.
I don't think it's a bad idea as long as we have enough teams to do it, pull it off.
It might be just division by division.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's like Orlando's attempt to avoid losing all their kids to travel ball.
Yeah, they go play each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, I'm not gonna call out names, but I know some of the other leagues do similar things. So, I mean, we could probably have some conversations with them around.
Right.
Not just how they do it, but integrating with them to some degree. Because I think for Babe Ruth, from an all-star standpoint, you get credit, you can play against other Babe Ruth teams. But if you start playing, like, if your team goes and plays travel teams, that makes your kids null and void, so we gotta be careful with that. But if they're part of the program and they're registered and they're doing that, then in theory, you can go play at Okehili Gardens. They just gotta be in the same registration style or type or something. No, I think definitely conversation.
Like interleague, like we already did.
Yeah. Anything else?
One question on the insurance. When you have the insurance for the travel teams, tournament teams, and you go to different fields, that covers you wherever you go? And even with our rec league, if we play in different towns, everything's covered? All right, just wanted to double check.
That's
on
my
that.
understanding. I mean, I can double check, but so like when we play in tournaments, baseball, I have to give them a header, just like I have to give the village, and it essentially spells out who's covered. Because I can change, it's a generic one that says the whole league's covered, which is what I give to him. But when you go play in the travel leagues, I give these guys, when they register, it says
we have to show it.
8U Wildcats falls under the umbrella, and then they use that.
You can, if you're worried about it, you can get your own insurance.
No, I'm trying to clarify, that's all.
It's not overly expensive.
And then when teams come here for our tournament, they're covered under their own insurance?
I mean, I think ours is blanket for, like, us going places and then our fields,
Right.
if that makes sense. So if it's an official game, practice, whatever, and something happens, anyone participating is covered. Does that make sense?
So like when bash, when you have the bash tournament, all the teams are covered under our umbrella? Or-
Because they wouldn't let us do that elsewise, because we brought teams to the field and something happened.
They all have to have their own insurance too.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a
So,
double, right?
it's a
But
double
ours
insurance.
covers, our fields and things that happen
Right.
within our
right.
purview. And then when you go elsewhere.
Right.
Now, they should also have coverage at their field that would cover your people as well, right? It should be kind of a double thing that's.
Overlapping, right?
All right, any other new business? All right, so we'll table the discount conversation and the Cobra conversation until we have a little more information, and then we can vote those in the future board meetings. So I guess we didn't have old business, so we skipped over that. I guess it's open mic, so we do have some visitors. You guys have anything for open mic? It's up to you, preferably there. That way Jessica can hear you. If not, we'll just tell her what you said if we don't like it.
She's in the cloud.
Don't know me, I'm Steve Basinger. I'm the 10U Wildcats travel tournament, whatever we're calling it now, coach. Just had a couple questions with some of the stuff you brought up. I know with our team, we did kind of have an alternative or alternate uniform. It was teal and we had our own logo. Am I to understand, starting spring, that is a no-go any further? Okay. Any chance the coaches for those said teams are going to have any opinion on schemes, a logo, or is that going to be strictly the board's decision?
I mean, you're welcome to propose it. I don't think anyone's, not open to those.
Okay.
But we do want to keep it uniform, right?
No,
So,
no, I
mean, that's
totally
kind of
understand.
the
That
goal.
makes sense. We go some of these tournaments and everyone, it looks better. One of the main reasons I came tonight was for this, I don't know what you called it. We've been kind of referring it to like a majors, minors league in each one. If that is getting tabled to the spring so that we get more information and stuff, does the board have any kind of scheduling or idea of what the practices for those teams may be? I have a team full of a bunch of kids. Some are playing other sports. I'd say majority of mine want to play baseball. I have a couple kids coming from Clewiston. I know right now it's like the weekends. It's gonna be hard pressed to have some of these families burn a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every week to come play baseball. Now, I understand it is what it is sometimes. Is there any way the league can possibly set it up that those teams also get practices during a week, even if it's a little later? I mean, we're 10U. I don't expect 6-year-olds to come out and have practice at 8 o'clock.
You just got to tell that to Caleb, though.
Well, understandably. But that's like one of our main things. To be completely honest with you, and I saw it last year coming up to 10U, there is a major jump when you jump from 8 to 10. The kid pitch thing, some of the rules on the bases. And one thing I've noticed, especially through All-Stars, is these other teams are just advanced on us. They're playing a higher level of baseball on a more normal basis. Practices go so far, scrimmages are where you want to be. Truthfully, I'm tired of going into tournaments and being done on day 2. But kids are. Baseball is supposed to be a lot of fun, but they're old enough to know when it's not going well. So I guess I'm requesting if we don't have a rec team and we do the travel tournament, whatever side, where we got to pay the insurance, is there a way for the league to work us in also throughout the rec season so that we don't just have practices on the weekends?
So, yeah, a couple things, and this might be more of a question for Ron, because
And I know
in our-
logistically it's very difficult.
Well, so I'll answer it 2 ways. The first one is we go to the rec coaches, right? This is the way it should happen. I know Steve does it on the softball side, and Jimmy and Farron, we go to them and say, hey, what days do you want, right? And we follow that general Monday, Wednesday cadence, Tuesday, Thursday cadence. Doesn't have to be that. I mean, we had some oddball ones last year. They preferred like Friday nights, right? So generally we do that first. If there's open spots, absolutely okay with travel or tournament, whatever you want to call them, filling in. The issue is there's not always open spots, right? So that's the first issue. The second one, which is more of kind of a Ron question that I can engage them, within our village agreement, so not just our bylaws, our village agreement spells out Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So But that's something I would have to talk to them and say, hey, are you amenable to this? Because they would have to change the village agreement, not just our bylaws.
Okay.
We can change our bylaws, but they need to match what the village is asking. And so I'm not opposed to it, right? And generally, we're a rec first program, right? So we give rec that priority, and whatever's left is open.
Gotcha.
And if there's a Wednesday night, fantastic. We talked about, and this might be more of a question for Ron to, see if Mark and the group is okay with it. If we just said, hey, rec's gonna play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and we leave Wednesday open, and that's when we have the travel teams practice like Wednesday night and then Friday, Saturday scenario, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or no, I'm sorry, Saturday, Sunday, because Friday would be rec as well. So, that's kind of a bigger question for those guys.
Be Saturday evening too, because
Yeah, Saturday evening.
rec, but usually 3 o'clock.
All right, appreciate it.
So, yeah, so I don't think anyone's opposed to it, but that's kind of a bigger question, because that's the way it's just spelled out, unfortunately.
I would,
Yeah. So that's another takeaway for you, Ron. We'll
Yeah.
put you on the spot.
since we are.
We're gonna
motion-
prioritize a rec, but, is there a day we could carve out and say, hey, because we had, Jimmy, what do we have? 6 or 7 teams that practice on Friday night? They preferred Friday nights, rec coaches. So historically, we actually have in our bylaws, we don't do anything on Friday night. So we kind of violated that a little bit, but it was just for space and actually coach preference that they wanted to do Friday night. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but
No.
that's obviously a question for.
Since we voted in though for the travel teams to pay a fee to stay under the umbrella, would it still be feasible to just treat them as another team and just work them into the schedule?
Yeah, I don't think that we,
That may be less time, right? It may be less time.
well, if you did the Cobra or the Advanced, then they're gonna be part of the program anyways, if that makes sense.
Would it be feasible if the travel kids paid the rec fee, like the total rec for 200, whatever it is, and then we just get worked into the schedule as it is and set up scrimmages when we do? Because our team would scrimmage, Josh's team without a problem.
Sure.
Nick's team without a problem. And then
Yeah,
anything outside, any outside teams, like let's say we scrimmage the Wellington Colts, we'll set that up for Saturday nights where it doesn't interfere with.
Yeah.
Is that a feasible possibility?
Possibly. If they're, I think we're getting a little hairy with the registered piece, but if they're, I guess the question I have for you is, so let's just say spring, right? Let's play what ifs. If I'm in spring and some of your kids play on Nico's team, Nico has practice on that day and you have a game and you're gonna play, you see where I'm going with this?
Well, spring, assuming,
Yeah.
spring is back to rec teams and then all-stars and travel does, like we've been
Sure.
doing. Like this would be predominantly for the fall.
For fall,
Because
yeah.
you have newer players, as they get older, obviously, there's less and less newer
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
But you do have kids coming up, and I can tell you, we have some pretty solid baseball players on our team, and they struggled big time with the kid pitch. And then the kids pitching, throwing a strike is, it's a battle. So that's kind of where like myself and a couple other coaches came up with also, is that at least they're playing on that level of the kids that are kind of already there. And I know with our team, for example, we hold a tryout every fall and spring. So, it's not like we've locked in 11, 12 kids and that's it. This is the team we're going to run with from now, forward. We got 3 or 4 new kids on our team just from all-stars, and everything. So,
Yeah, I think that's still gonna be a village question just based on your team, right? Is can we split that up? If, like I said, if it's open, our bylaws and our village agreement say it's supposed to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But if it's open and nobody's there, then we've allowed the travel teams to take the field just because it's not used, right?
In the fall, we'll have more flexibility depending
More
on
space,
enrollment
for
and
sure.
registration. But another thing is the rec block is an hour, right? Travel, you can't get much done in an hour. So, you're gonna need 2 hours, so it would have to be shifted to later in the night.
yeah, which
It's the only way I'm thinking.
I've already forecasted kind of that with our parents saying, they're 10U, like a 7 to 9 practice on a school night might be a thing, or even 8 to, 9:30. So,
Just gotta get Ron to leave the lights on for another 15 minutes.
and don't lock us in, please. All right, thank you.
No, I'll follow up with the village around that conversation. Because I know lights go off at what, 9:15,
30.
9:30? Okay. They've been turning them off at 9:15, but it's summer, so I haven't really worried about it.
I blame Ron.
Blame Ron.
No.
Ron's turning them off, so he doesn't forget. All right, any other open mic items you guys want to talk about?
The mats in the batting cages, I think it's time to be replaced. Is that a village thing, or is that
I
us
think they
thing?
replaced them last time.
It's probably been a year though, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to putting a sign up that says no cleats and we can
Yeah,
enforce it.
I did ask our sign guy to make something for us. No cleats, no metal cleats. Molded is fine. But, Ron, do you know where they got those from?
Well, the molding cleats eat them up too.
Yeah, well, here's the
Well, if we're
challenge.
gonna- if we're gonna have-
We can kind of police our own group, but you guys know as well as I do, you show up there even before 4 o'clock, there's
Sure.
kids in there.
I was
Not
just in
saying
there. I
it's-
was in there
not
today,
saying
and
it's a high school group, but
there's
the high school group
massive
uses
holes
the
in
stuff
all of
too.
them.
So, if we can, we can put up some signs to do it, but do you know where they got them from? The mats in the batting cages?
No.
Get those exact ones.
Okay. We can look. I mean, if they're not that much money, I'd say, I'm put Steve on the spot. We can buy them. I don't think they're terrible.
No,
You guys
but
have them in yours, right?
I don't think they're overly
how
expensive,
are the
but
mats in
it's
yours?
time to be replaced. There's kids falling, and because there's cement slippery when it's wet.
Okay. So you need 4. Okay. All right. And I do have that, by the way, if your husband wants it. I have the nets. Yeah, to split them in half. At least 2 of them. I like leaving the one because the one allows for a machine.
Yeah.
So you got to leave one, or at least leave them like they've left them where they can put them up. I know, right? We'll give them those. Yes, ma'am.
I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but just to get clarification. So if our travel team was to pay the rec fees in the fall to be a team, we would no longer necessarily be a travel team, but would we be allowed to stay together so that we could practice more than just Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I think I understand your question.
Really what we would like is to be able to practice like a Monday, Wednesday, and then also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to schedule our games with our travel teams.
Sure.
But I don't know if we will have a team if we're only doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I think the question, well, there's 2 questions that come. First is the village question. The second one is, if we go the Cobra route, where it's like an advanced program of some capacity, I think you're onto something in that regard. So if we can make you a Cobra team, but we got to understand the requirements, right? It might not be as simple as I keep my team together. Because I can tell you I'll tell you what some of the other local leagues do, and I won't tell you who the leagues are, but I know there's one, they have a 12U group. They normally have 4 to 6 teams in there. They're 11 and 12-year-olds, but they're all split up and drafted just like a rec. So they're not necessarily on the same team, right? They're split over 6 teams.
Which I understand, because that we're tabling for this spring, but I'm
Correct.
predominantly asking for the fall because we have to get through fall and have a team for fall to get to spring to make that work. So it's just more or less, if we were to register, we would be a rec team essentially, but are we allowed to stay together?
So the way through the way our rec program is, there's a draft process. So if they were playing rec, there would be a draft process, if that makes sense.
So
If it's travel or tournament team, that's totally different, right?
the plan is currently, you would just pay your $50 fee. Once we have all the rec teams and what open spaces we have, we're going to get scheduled. So if there's an open Tuesday, one of you all would get it, maybe we'll get the next one. Or if there's an open Wednesday, that's my understanding right now. Because there's going to be there'll be some open days. It just may not be consistently Monday, Wednesday. It may be a Tuesday or a Thursday.
We'll know we'll know in advance what we have those days. But again, it's the fall. It's going to rain, and rec has priority. It's that's the way that the cookie crumbles when it all rolls downhill.
And we'll know more in, what, 14 days after
Yeah, in 2 weeks when we
registration
have the registration closed and we know how many teams we're gonna have, and we can start working on the schedule, we'll know what we have available during the week.
Well, yeah, Ron, you guys were talking about putting lights up on a couple of the other fields, right? Like back here, or the lights over at Camilla, the small field? Is that still a conversation? Okay. So is Camilla's ours to use in the fall? Okay. But then that back field as well. So we have another field, by the way. So, it's like a T-ball field.
It's the T-ball one that's stuck back in the,
Yeah, but
there's no stands or anything,
It's
right?
60-foot bases. I mean, so for your purpose, it would be all right. I don't know, I haven't been over there in a long time, so I don't know how well it's maintained or cut or anything.
It's not.
No.
It looks like there's grass
Rough.
growing through the clay. Yeah, it needs to be churned up a little bit.
Okay.
Did they ever fix the lights at Camilla?
Okay. Yeah, and we have some opportunity in the fall because it gets dark later. So we might have some more options with some of the other fields too. So, because we have technically these two we're allowed to use right behind us. The two baseball fields. Well, right behind Village Hall. They're right there. There's two. They go back to back. The one's all grass though. So the grass part they do, but the front part is a baseball field with a back. No, but I mean it doesn't get dark here until 7:30.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a fence either.
Well, it has a back fence. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, they're gonna hit it to the houses.
No, I won't go that far. No, they're a good distance. They're a good distance.
But that's another reason.
Field 6 and 7 getting done would help everything, baseball and softball.
Yeah, we can hit
Because
it into the
if you could
utility.
use those for practices, it just frees up a lot of other fields. Field 3, we made a field back there, but I'm talking about moving those bases back, because then,
At Willows.
That would just free up more fields.
It would allow us to jam all the T-ball teams kind of in.
and the outfield don't have to be like a 50-foot outfield. I mean, a 10, 15-foot outfield is more than enough for that age group.
Is it just with the way we're growing from last fall to this fall, we're gonna have to do something just to manage it all.
Just giving us the ability to shift 6U to one of those little fields would be critical with being able to move all around the other fields.
I mean, I got plugs. We can do them. Just tell them Ron told us we could do it. It'll be in the grass. The bases will be in the grass. All right. Any other open mic items? No? All right.
Can we talk the sponsorship form really quick?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to make the graphic.
Yes.
So we're going down to 2, but the $1,000 one, is there any wiggle room of like making it a little bit cheaper? I forget that all the time. Just because I feel like the jump from 500 to 1,000, just to have your name blasted online is like a lot. I don't feel like people are gonna bite at that.
Be surprised.
Really?
You'd be very surprised, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying we don't need to change it. I'm just telling you that we have a good
I mean,
amount.
I can leave it and then.
We have a good amount. I mean, I guess the secondary question would be, what can we add to it that would be beneficial? I
Yeah.
mean, we can post them on our Facebook, we can send them out in social media stuff, they can be announced when we do our teams and everything else. You know, what other value can we add to that, you know, for them?
That's just the official form. If someone wants to come in and say they want to do 700
Yeah.
in between, we can work with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is we could have just an open line for just a generic sponsorship. So
Okay.
if someone wants to give you,
okay.
so if someone wants to say, hey, here's $100, I can't give you 500, but here's
Yeah.
$100, right?
Yeah,
We'll get you something.
Okay.
we're not
Right.
bound by anything. Like, we can.
Okay,
We
I'll
can
add
work
like a open-ended option.
Because these guys on the end here handed me checks all summer, and they ranged from like $53 to $17 to $2,000 to, they were kind of all over the board, right?
Okay, perfect.
They didn't turn down any money. If it was like a penny, they were like, just hand it to me. I'll get you,
Get you something.
I'm gonna handwrite a sign for you.
Okay, perfect.
But, yeah, no,
I just want to
think
know
we're
what
open.
to like, put on, what to have,
we can
so
have-
that we
I
can
would
have
say
like an
let's
official
have our-
thing, so that it's like,
Yeah, I'd say let's have our two, and then if you want, you could put above the 500, just an open amount, right?
Okay.
I'd like to sponsor,
just because I
Yeah.
want to. Okay, perfect. That's it.
all right. Anybody else?
I just have a question about the Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yes.
When is that going to be coming out?
That is a great question. They normally email me and Jessica, so I gotta check and see if they've emailed. Normally, it's like the week or two before we start is when they like to send it out.
Been seeing a lot on social media for other communities.
Yeah, I can ask them. They generally email us. And I know Jess is potentially watching. We can ask her if she got it too. But yeah, they normally just send out a generic email to us with it. Well, that reminds me, because we got to hit them up again for another sponsorship. All right. Any other open mic items? No? Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate everyone's time. We are excited for fall. Based on the way we're trending, we're going to outpace last fall, which is just hard to believe that's going to happen. And so obviously that momentum going into the spring is going to be huge for us. And I think we got a couple things that we could really play into here that might entice other people to come play in our league with this Cobra version or some type of advanced minor league, major league deal. So listen, and then the growth in softball just continues. It's crazy. So, you know, every front we see positives on this. So the question is, what do we do to continue to enhance it, right? And you guys are on track for that. I think we're making some changes that are going to make it easier and more efficient to do things. And Katie does have some feedback. Come on up. She brought her phone this time, though, right? Yeah, go ahead.
If it's green.
Okay, so the understanding of what would build the rec league here, I believe, and I've seen it just in the 2 years that I've been here, is that what Josh's team has done with the travel team to get in these players and to build a rapport for Royal Palm Beach. So that's what I envision as a travel team. You have a stellar travel team, then the kids are going to want to come and play here for rec to try and get their kids on that travel team. So that's why we're pushing so hard for the position of a major minor division or a Cobra or whatever you want to call it, is to have that ability to draw in more kids to come to Royal Palm who want to play and who are good, and to build the travel team to go and compete with these teams that we've competed against where we get demolished because we had one practice day last year in the fall and it rained every single day. So I just feel that if we can build the travel division in the way that makes sense to put us in with the rec and have those times set aside for us to be able to play, then that rec is going to follow and the kids are going to want to come and play here at Royal Palm, as it has been over the last few years. So that's my 2 cents on it, and that's why we're here pushing this so hard to get that ability to do it. And I mean, I know our parents are willing to not say pay whatever it is, but to have that ability to bring their kids here to play for a price, but we want the same equal opportunities as the rec league has to offer.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think anyone's against any of this stuff. Part of it is, can we carve out a day? That's a question, right? So in our village agreement, I'm not allowed to do that right now. It's not an option, right? So until they tell me it's an option, I can't arbitrarily change it. So that's the first thing. The second one is, depending on how we group it in, we might not need to have that conversation, right? Because if we have a major minor, you're part of the rec program and you get a day like everybody else does, right? We carve you into the Monday, Tuesday. So I think long-term, that seems to be the best solution. The question is, how does the selection process work, right? And how does that keep you aligned for all-stars and all the other stuff that we're doing, right? Because there's some questions I have around how that composition happens. Because I don't believe they keep their same teams. So, that's the part that
They don't.
I'm pretty sure they don't. But there is an advanced,
They do,
right?
or they don't, they split them up.
Yeah.
That's,
It would be like half of your team and half of Josh's team.
Right,
They
during
swap.
rec, right.
I guess, Ron, tomorrow you got a meeting. Can you, just so we can stay on top of it, can you find out in the village agreement if we are able to switch maybe a Friday
For like a
for a
Wednesday.
Wednesday and break it up? That way,
It doesn't have
rec
to be
still gets
Wednesday. We're just
read,
arbitrarily picking
and
Wednesday.
then
It could be
allows,
Tuesday.
if we can easily do that, this would solve a lot of or headaches. Not necessarily problems, but kind of break up travel, having to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then allow each rec and travel to do both. I think that's what you all were trying to get, so we can get a day during the week.
Yeah, just so it's not back to back to back and just trying to cram it all in that short amount of time.
Sundays will always be open. Saturday
Right.
evenings will pretty much always be open, and that allows more days and breaks it up. You're not just going back to back to back to back.
Right.
I know one of our neighboring leagues, that's the only reason I said Wednesday. I know they do Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So, years.
Yeah.
Right, and so, if they're fine with it, it's not the end of the world to me, as long as we can accommodate it, it's fine, right? I'm with you, I think the more success you have, the more you build the program,
Correct.
right? Now, there's a balance between, we're a rec program that offers travel, right? So we want to, in turn, build the rec program, and people will come naturally if your program's good. I hear it all the time, I hear people go, oh, I want to go there. Doesn't matter if you're not participating in those environments, but you got to create the environment first. I will tell you, when Jess isn't here, when we started, we had 2 travel teams. We have 2, 3 tournament travel teams now, softball. 2. And we got 7 or 8 on the baseball side. We got 10, right? So it's slowly building momentum. But they need to be able to complement each other without, too much
Not taking
friction.
over one or
Yeah,
the other.
correct. And so I think the key is, if we can get a weekday, it makes complete sense. There's 10 of you, there's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got, 6 fields, 5 fields. You could easily carve out an hour and a half, 2 hours each, right? Or rotate 2 hours each. Hey, you get a half an hour in the cage, hour and a half on the field scenario. So I think we could be real creative, with that. Now, that being said, what I've done for like the travel teams, and same thing for you guys, if you want a cage day, any day, just pick the day, tell Jimmy, right? Like, we kind of prioritize that. So if you say, hey, I want to have every Thursday, because you don't necessarily have that guaranteed field space, we've accommodated that, and hardly anybody takes advantage of that, right? And so if you guys have a day like, hey, I'd love to have every Monday in the cage, just tell them, we'll put you on the schedule, right? Especially if we carve them in half, because we're going to have 5 or 6 cages if we chop them in half.
For sure.
But it just gives you an extra day of work, right, just to go hit, right?
Is your 10U team taking the fall off, rec? Because of too much baseball for the rec kids, or because not enough baseball for the travel kids? Yeah. Well, there's nothing also that says you guys, I know you guys want to practice, but you also mentioned scrimmage games are your bread and butter. Nothing that says you guys can't go off on Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday to another park and scrimmage.
so.
And Cal Ripken it is, yeah. Cal Ripken baseball, that. No, we're playing Cal Ripken Babe Ruth, so if you're travel, you practice travel, you don't practice, I mean, you practice what you're gonna play. I'm gonna work on it, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, practice is key.
Tenue's open, isn't it?
Tenue, not in Cal Ripken Babe Ruth.
Travel tournaments.
Travel tournaments it is, but Cal Ripken Babe Ruth, it's closed. No, well, we can make whatever rules we want technically, but.
Yeah. Well, that's what we had. We've had that for years. I think it was removed last year.
Drop third in.
Well, we've always had drop third and leadoffs. In the spring, we didn't have it last fall. Not in the fall, correct. Always in the spring.
Wasn't it open and then we closed it because of all the feedback?
Yeah, I remember when I coached, it was open. That's.
Well, we as a league, as
Yeah, in the spring.
rec ball, we had
In
it
the spring,
open. But then me and Gary did a coaches thing.
Yeah, they all didn't like
And
it.
then they all didn't like it. They wanted to close it.
Yeah.
What's the advantage, disadvantage of having the same from fall to spring? Just get them used to it in spring, like why not just do it full spring and fall?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's any logic behind it, but, fall the way it, again, spelled out, right? Not just in our bylaws, but in our agreement is considered what do we call it, a learning season?
Yeah. You get a lot
Developmental
of newer
season.
players in fall, so that you try to progress them into the game. Now, spring,
So it doesn't mean that we
prepping.
can't, we just,
yeah.
you're not trying to throw everything on you at once.
That, but you still have a lot of players coming out. This is their first time ever picking
Yeah,
up baseball.
yeah. I mean, we can't just cater to one group and the other.
It's still.
Yeah, we have, there's always new kids. I mean, we had, oh gosh, even in 12 and 16U. Right? 12 and 16U kids that never played before. Yeah.
Two kids never played before.
So it's tough. It's tough. I mean, there are 13-year-olds I made play 12U because one broke his nose, I think, in our tryouts. It was fantastic. But yeah, so we gotta, I don't think anyone's opposed to that. I think we've just tried to ease in the learning process for those kids. And again, it's rec, right? This is not advanced. Advanced would be different. We could have a whole different set of rules for AA, AAA, right? And I believe we had historically, when we were not Babe Ruth, we were part of Pony, we had separations and some of those things. So those are possible conversations. Say, hey, advanced, we do this, right?
But for that to work, we have to also have the numbers.
Correct.
You have to have more than 4 teams in a division to do AA, AAA. If not, you're playing the same team every single weekend.
Yeah, you have to have enough to make it work. And I think probably your group is the only one that it will work right now. Maybe your group, but you'd only have 2, right? 7 and 8. And I have no idea what 7 looks like.
I imagine we would split the whole division. If we have 80 kids, it'd be 40 in AA, 40 AAA.
Correct. Yeah. What I'm saying is currently based on what we have in terms of travel that would participate.
Oh, sure.
You got 2, there's 3 there, which you could debatably make a 4th potentially, right? But yeah, that might allow for it, for sure. All right, anything else for open mic? All right, I'll make a motion to close the meeting just because we had some tabled business that we'll discuss next time, which is the discount. I forgot the other thing already, but I wrote it down. So we'll come back to that next meeting to discuss and finalize that. But appreciate everyone's time. Anyone want to second that? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, it is closed. Thank you.